Welcome to Living Chassidus. Together, let's live the Chassidus we learn.
Morning, everybody, and welcome to Chassidus in the Morning, 15 minutes to change our lives for the better, of course. Continuing on in the Maimer Al Kein. After Eis Ches, we're coming near the close, just before Purim Katan. Okay, so it's been we had a weekend. So let's chazal what's going on. So basically, essentially, we asked in the beginning of the Maimer, why are we calling Purim? Because of the Purim, which is the lottery that Haman Harasha did try to destroy the Jewish people. That doesn't make sense. We're celebrating a day. We're calling Purim because of something negative. So why would we do that? We said, and maybe we're saying it because he was mistaken. Haman Rasha was mistaken that he thought it was a good month for him because of the fact that Moshe Rabbeinu had passed away in this month. But the reality is Moshe also was born. The Moshiach Yisrael, the Savior of the Jewish people, was born in this month. So that wasn't a good idea. And even more, ultimately, we're celebrating. That's not a good reason because the celebration is because of the lottery, not because of when the lottery fell. You not understand what is the lottery, and also the fact that what's the comparison between Yom Kippur and Purim? That Yom Kippur is Purim like Purim, which means Purim is greater. What's going on over there? It's because they both have a similarity in the sense that they both have reached a level above Sedish Tashlos. They both have this lottery. Purim has the lottery, as we're talking about. Yom Kippur has the lottery of the fact that he brought out these two goats. One of them went Lazazel, the other one was brought up as a carbon. And really what we brought out is that it reaches a level of Mayim Sedish Tashlos. That really, it's not two separate ideas, but these two ideas sort of come together. The lottery is the idea of a high Sedish Tashlos. We see it on Yom Kippur, before Havayah, meaning above Havayah. And on Purim, we have Havayah, Hashem's not in there because the whole Purim story is above Shem Havayah. And then we said that not just that it's above Hashem, this name of Hashem, but really it's above even, which is the level of Sedish Tashlos, which is Chachma, but even higher, it's the little pintala on top of the Yud, which is representative of Ratzin, even above Hashem's Ratzin, so to speak. So reaching a level way above and beyond. And essentially what we're saying is, and the reason why we're calling Purim on this Purim, because this Purim is showing us coming at this level. And so what was Haman thinking? Haman said, after all said and done, in Sedish Tashlos, by nature, the Jewish people are malei mitzvahs, are full of mitzvahs like a pomegranate, that any way you open them up, it's mitzvahs, every yid. From the tzaddik, we said even one that's not a tzaddik is full of mitzvahs. And therefore he knew that it's never going to work. So what did he do? He tried to reach a level. So he said to himself, let's reach a level that's above our Torah mitzvahs. Above me, Rasha Haman, and the Jewish people, tzaddikim. Let's go a level that these things don't matter. And so he said, but 1 second, the whole story of Purim happened in the time of Achashverosh. What's Achashverosh? Achashverosh is sort of, we're referring, it says in the Medrash, the Achashverosh, the beginning and the end is talking about Hashem. And it was talking about a high level of godliness, that the Achashverosh and Reish Shalai, everything is all godly. He earns, it's his, but still, Pushchur, Pneim Shal Yisrael, dark in the face of Jewish people, meaning it was a tough time for the Jewish people. So why did he have to try to reach a level above Sedish Tashlos, not just above Sedish Tashlos, but way above Sedish Tashlos, even above Achashverosh? The time for the Jewish people wasn't so good. So the reason is ultimately, well, like we were saying, it's like in the king's palace, and there's a spider making a mess, but it's like in the corner. He doesn't really care that much. But to get destroyed, that's too far. So to speak, saying that he realized that even with Achashverosh, even with the Jewish people, that they're suffering, but he understood that Im Kol Zeh, as much as on that level of godliness, that God is letting these things happen, that the Jewish people are having a hard time, he's never going to let them get destroyed. It's like God's not going to go that far. And therefore, he said to himself, I have to reach a deeper level of godliness, a level of godliness that the Jewish people don't matter at all. Not one iota, and then I can fulfill my goal, what I'm trying to achieve, destroy the Jewish people. It's a very, very deep idea. But basically, what we're saying is like this. You can say, or you can understand a different term. Is there a place within God that we do not matter at all? Seemingly there is. And this is what we've been taught. And this is the whole Manis Friedman's whole discussion always that he's pushing. It does matter, everything we do. Whereas it's hard for people to accept. How can it matter to God? God's way above and beyond this. So we're saying God is way above and beyond this. Well, that's what Haman's trying to do. So is at their point that this is way above and beyond. And if it is, then what happened that we didn't get this straight? Which is what we're going to keep on discussing. Ches. Just like we said before, that the lottery is above seichel, above our intellect, above God's intellect, and above even God's ratzon. Now we're going to talk about even bechira, even choice, above choice, which choice itself is above intellect. Free choice means that I have the freedom to choose whatever I want. Because if there's an apple and on the other hand there's chocolate on the ice cream, there's no choice. I'm compelled in one way. Free choice is totally free. He's going to explain it. When we're reaching a level, and this lottery is even reaching above the ratzon, because the kashes when the intellect decides or is forced to choose something, I'm forced to choose the sundae ice cream versus the apple. So it makes sense. And therefore, even when you want something, ratzon, which is a level of ratzon, your desire, which is above your intellect, it's not true called free choice. If there's something forcing you, or you want something, that's not the level of free choice that we're talking about. That's not true free choice. True free choice is that you have the freedom to choose. Meaning, in Seder Shtashlos, when you look at Haman Rasha and the Yidden, that's not a free choice. The Yidden, of course, are going to get chosen because look, we're people doing good things, and this is a guy doing bad things. So there's no choice. That's all called Bechira Chavshus. Mitzas inyan habechira. What's the true choice? True freedom of choice is keshabechira shaloi he loy mitzad seichel v'gam loy mitzad ratzon. It's that the choice is not because of intellect. There's nothing compelling me in any way, but even I desire. Or in simple terms, there's a level of God that he chooses that he can choose us, or that there's a place within godliness. If you go deep enough, where we don't matter in any way. The mitzvahs don't matter. He doesn't have a ratzon for us, doesn't have a desire for us. It's above that desire. But we choose it because we choose. There's no two equal apples, two equal sundae, chocolate sundae ice cream, two equal things. And there's no reason. I don't have desire one of them more than the other. It's not logical for one to be chosen over the other. They're both equally the same. That is the true sense of the word free choice. I have the freedom to choose whatever I want. Nothing is compelling me in any way. And what's the difference between a girl, a lottery, and a bechira, and this free choice is the kasha adama is a girl. When you make a lottery, and you choose, you decide the commercial yipol hagero Kein. You say to yourself, whatever that lottery is going to be, whatever's going to fall out, I'm going to go according to that. If it tells me I should do this, I'm going to go do it. That's how it works. Therefore, the ratzon, this desire, this ratzon is not coming from the person. That's what happens. The girl fell out. That's what happens. Whereas free choice, him adam hu. What's the fundamental difference between a bechira, chavshes, and a girl? Is by the bechira, the person himself is choosing. By the girl, the person is not choosing. He will do, or he or she will do whatever it comes out. So you have no choice. You're not making any choice. You're saying whatever comes out, I'm doing. Whereas Bechir Chavshis is I'm choosing. And we're talking about true Bechir Chavshis, true choice. But I get to choose. But I'm not choosing. Very important. I'm not choosing because I want one over the other, or because I have a desire for one over the other, or one over the other makes sense. I'm choosing because I have the ability to choose. Examples of this understanding of the difference between Bechir Chavshis, free choice, and a lottery girl. Then move on to Bechira Hila Miami girl. So therefore, it's above girl. The free choice is above. Because you're being able to choose. It's coming from you. The girl who Adaga B'Nefesh Mugderes Muchrach. Because the level of the girl of the lottery is on a level within us, within the soul, or within godliness. That is limited and it's forced. Because there's two things equal, and I don't know what to do. So I say, you know what? Let's make a lottery. Whoever wins, wins. Whatever the lottery does. I'm taking myself away from him. Whereas the free choice, it's not limited on anything. There's no limit of this lottery. Or it's forced in any way. Even things that are equal. You can choose whatever you want. Not because you're forced in any way. Because you have that choice. You have that ability to choose. So therefore we can say, based off this information, so when you choose, you have free choice, two things are coming. One is the first point is that it's coming from a place within the soul that's above intellect. Then in regards to that level, these two things are equal. You have the level, the level of the lottery in which a person is removed. The two things are equal, whereas the lottery, you're removed from it. And this is also that the fact that he chooses the way we want. So it's coming from a level of two things. One is coming from a level above intellect, because there's no intellect behind it. Because intellectually, there's no reason, there's nothing forcing one or the other. It all makes sense. They're all equally the same, which is that sort of the level of a girl. Same, also in the lottery, it's the same thing. But then they have a high level of you choose the way you want. Even though they're both equal in your eyes, there's no reason behind the choice. It's coming from the essence of who you are. When you have two equal apples and you choose one over the other, not because of anything intellectual, not because you have any desire, just because you chose, that choice is coming from the essence of who you are, the essence of nefesh. And through that choice, the girl, that causes the drawing down of that essence into the girl, into the low level girl. Which is the level that in regards to it, the two equal things. And as a result, also the girl, also the lottery, even in the lottery itself, it can mean two ways. But it ends off it ends up going according to the bechira, the choice. Meaning it's a very minute idea, but it's a very powerful. Basically, what we're saying is like this: you have the lottery on one hand, and you have the bechira on one hand, a free choice. And they're sort of both seemingly the same thing, where they're both coming at a point where there's free choice. There's not one forcing over the other. But the difference is that when you have a lottery, it's taking you out of the picture, whereas when you have the free choice, it's all coming from you. And therefore, the free choice comes from a deeper level within you. Whereas the lottery, it's just coming from whatever the lottery. You're sort of taking yourself out of it. So what he's saying is like this. Let's go inside because I want to see it in the words. Finish off this ice. Like it says, you guide my lot. What does that mean? Shakadosh Baruch Hu Teimech as a Gerush Yikefi B'chira Ha'atzmis. So God causes that the lottery falls out according to his free choice. And this is what it says. You'll choose for us our inheritance, Kein Yaakov, the glory of Yaakov. I'm going to explain all this. It's very, very good. The Yaakov, like by Yaakov, it's written by Yaakov. Yaakov is the rope of Hashem's inheritance. Yaakov Avad Achasante. Yaakov is Avad Achasante, meaning the Avad who girl. What does it mean Avad? Yaakov Avad. Yaakov is a girl, is a lottery, is a lot. The Indian Yivchar, an idea of the choice, is going Yaakov who is Hashem's choosing the Yidden, Yaakov. Meaning like this, that even on the level of girl, of the lottery, the that they're all equal to them, the choice of the Jewish people. Meaning like this. In simple, he's saying like this. Such a powerful idea. He's saying that really, if there's a level of girl, there's a level of Bechira. And in the level of Bechira, by Haman Arasha and the Jewish people are equal, totally equal. There's nothing forcing. They look like two apples or two ants. You don't see any difference, and there's literally no difference. The girl comes, and the girl forces something to happen. If we're just hitting the level of the girl causes that whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But what's happening because of God's true free choice, meaning that he's not being forced in any way to choose Jewish people. It's not in Seder Shtalshlus where the Jewish people are doing mitzvahs and Haman is a Rasha. But it's talking about a level of godliness that he sees the Jewish people in Haman and Rasha so equal that there's no reason to choose anything else. God's free choice that he has over there chooses the Jewish people, which is a level above the lottery, which causes that when the lottery happens, when Haman comes to try to destroy the Jewish people, he's not successful. Why is he not successful? He was right in his assumption that there's a level of godliness that him and the Jewish people are equal. But he doesn't realize that the connection Hashem has to Jewish people, Hashem's love for us is so deep and so connected that even when there's no reason to choose us and it's true free choice, he chooses us. Or like we say, when a parent wants a child to do mitzvahs, the not good way is he says, do mitzvahs so I love you. But the good way, or the right way, is because I love you, do mitzvahs. And this is how it is with Hashem. Hashem loves us. Hashem chooses us from a place that your mitzvahs are worthless. They don't mean anything. It's irrelevant. You and the worst of people in the world you'll ever think of, the worst, most disgusting people that kill the most people, are equally insignificant. And on that level, Hashem chooses you. And on that level, he chooses you. And therefore, when the lottery comes, it can never fail. It can never destroy the Jewish people. God can't make it in a way that destroys the Jewish people. So Haman is coming and saying, oh, look, I hit the lottery. Now I made a lottery. I reached a level above, and God doesn't care anymore. And now I'm going to destroy the Jewish people. But he doesn't realize that really what's happening is he's bringing out that even on the deepest levels, that the lottery, that taka the Jewish people don't matter. But it's revealing that essentially God chooses us. Essentially, we're above that. And that's why we celebrate Purim Al Shemapur, the lottery. The lottery is sort of what exemplifies this connection we have to God. There's a lot more to say on this, but we'll have to continue tomorrow. Thank you for joining, and everyone should have a good day.